But let's get into the video. God, you have to be such an idiot for YouTube. God damn. What's going on, guys? Roundedtiktak here again. And I think I fixed my microphone issues. Let me know in the comments if it's any better. It should be louder and a little more clear so you don't have to hear me at max volume. Today is a video I've been contemplating doing, and I'm not 100% sure if I should, because the mythic fight is coming out very soon and I don't want people to get confused. At least on the thumbnail, I'm going to make it very clear that this is for the 117 Storm King. A lot of people have been sending me messages coming to stream, leaving in the comments that people cannot complete the Storm King easily. That, especially jumping in with a random group, people have no idea what they're doing. And as a content creator such as myself and this kind of channel, I feel like it's my obligation to make a video about the Storm King and exactly what you should be doing and what characters to play and what weapons you could bring or should bring if you so have them. And also go over the fight and exactly what you need to do for the majority of it so you can easily win. So first up are the heroes. We're going to talk about 4 of them. You can use any combination of these 4, but I would only bring one of a specific type. First of all, we're talking about Tactical Assault Sledgehammer. As one of the highest DPS characters in the entire game, and with a certain kind of weapon, but we'll get into that in a minute, he just absolutely crushes all of the content within the Storm King. He one-shots basically everything in the game with it's the Bundlebus. He one-shots everything in the game with the Bundlebus except for smashers. He can 3-shot the little weak points on the guy. It's a very accurate weapon, doesn't have a long reload time, it's just the best assault rifle to use in an instance like this. They're far away, you need something that hits hard and hits fast. If you do not have the Bundlebus, because I know it's one of the rarer weapons in the game, you could look at the Wraith and the Pain Train too, but we're not going to get too much into the weapons until the next section. If you don't have a loadout like this, you can always think about bringing something like Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has a ton of damage. She's the pistol version of Sledgehammer, so the same things apply, just you need to use different weapons. Just off the top of the head, Jack's Revenge, the Blastatron, namely the Ghost Pistol, all absolutely shred those weak points. The build you might want to try is something like this, Rabbit Raider Jonesy. He's the last soldier that you can bring that hits really hard with certain weapons, namely the old Betsy or the Spyglass or the Obliterator. Any one of those sniper rifles on this character absolutely crush. And then the last person you might want to bring for a specific point of the fight is going to be Paleo Luna. Paleo Luna absolutely smacks, or any kind of ninja that will add up on your kind of damage over time, because you're trying to break those horns as fast as possible. If none of what I'm saying makes no sense, don't worry, we're going to get into the fight and the mechanics in it as well. But let's take a look at a build you might want to run on one of the DPS characters. So hypothetically, let's take Tactical Assault Sledgehammer, and let's say you have a Bundlebus. If both of those two things are true, this is a kind of build you're going to bring. Totally rocking out with Subwoofers and Battle Beat. There's a reason you're bringing these 2 perks, and you really want Totally Rocking Out, especially if you go 3 crit damage on your Bundlebus. You need this perk. There is some metal in the map to farm before the mission actually starts, which will allow you to get your Subwoofers for the DPS portions of this fight, especially the end. I've gotten on average 8 to 20 wafers every single fight, so this isn't completely useless. You're going to bring Startup. The Bundlebus has 24 shots in it, so the last couple of shots will be doing a 25% extra damage, give or take a couple of numbers. You bring Survivalist for killing those guys in case you get tagged or something. You can just use your Shockwave and heal right back up. Assault damage, because you just need the extra bonus damage. A build like this will absolutely crush the Smasher or the Storm King if you're using the Bundlebus or any hard-hitting, high-end meta weapon. Same thing goes for here. You don't have to bring Totally Rocking Out if you don't want to. It's not a necessity in case you don't have the heroes, but the suggestion would definitely be Preemptive Strike. AoE is not your friend on this fight. it's a rare instance where you want single target damage. If you're playing with friends or with randoms, it's gonna be very hard to carry solely. It's definitely a team-oriented thing. If it was to be the best it could, you'd have 3 single target damage or 2 single target damage, 1 AoE to keep the husks off you when you build up to fight the horns, and then you'd have the last person, which is Paleo Luna or a ninja, to really do DPS on the horn. So those are the kind of characters you're looking for. Let's go over exactly what weapons you might want to bring. If you're playing Sledgehammer, the #1 weapon you're looking for is the Bundlebus. You can roll this double crit, triple crit damage if you want to, and like I said, there's enough wafers in there that's all you need. You don't need any more than a couple of them to be able to run this. But this build like this, crit rating and double crit damage work fine too. If you plan on playing Jess, Beetle Jess, something like the Jack's Revenge would be fantastic to run, or the Ghost Pistol hits like a truck if you guys saw that video. If not, I'll link it up there somewhere. Both of those are fantastic. The sniper character, if you want to bring, you can use the old Betsy or the Obliterator. Both of those snipers hit super hard and will 2 to 3 shot all of the weak points on the Storm King in a full party. The only real twist here is for all characters, but specifically Paleo Luna, if you can, bring I have one somewhere, hang on. Bring a Wicked Wind. A Wicked Wind is an axe that came out in the medieval set, and this one has 30% attack speed, damage, and crit damage. Again, those wafers are your best friends, and this, for some reason, absolutely smacks the Storm King's horns, much more than really anything that I've seen, but especially better than your pickaxe. And you will eventually be able to get it down to a science. So those are the weapons you're looking for. I'm not 100% sure if running a different melee weapon will be better. We'll test that in a minute, but those are the weapons those are the meta weapons you're looking for. The Ghost Pistol, the Bundlebus, the Old Betsy, the Obliterator, and the Wicked Wind. Those are the top 5, I would say, depending on what you have available and what classes to use. Now, big disclaimer. You do not need to run any of all that stuff I just said. You don't have to do any of it. You could play anybody you want, and the fight is still 100% beatable. Look at this as like a guide to strive for. If you want the fastest time, and depending on what the Mythic Storm King fight brings, this is what you're looking for. All right, let's get into the fight, and let me show you some tips and tricks along the way. Alright, so when you load into the staging area, there are a couple of metal things that you can break and farm, allowing you to hopefully get some biscuits for later on in the fight. 2 cars, a stop sign, there's usually a parking meter, but it doesn't matter too much. Hopefully you're not playing with people who will out-farm you. You don't need too many, like I said, just a couple. You're going to be using them for 3 phases of the entire fight. So you're looking for about 5 of them, really. We've got 10, which is fantastic. We're going to try out the Jack's Revenge. Now, I know I suggested a Ghost Pistol, and I normally would use said Ghost Pistol, but I want to try out the Jack's Revenge here. I never have done it before. It is rolled energy. You're looking for physical weapons for maximum damage, technically. I don't believe I am on the right side for his weak spot. The enemies that he spawns, you do not have to worry about. As you can see, I'm just avoiding them. Occasionally, I'll throw down a Teddy, let him DPS. When I have a second, I'll take a shot, hit for 1.3 million. Jeez, let me get my buddy Geek up off the map. And we'll keep going around. Find his next weak spot. Again, Beetle just comes in hand. I swear, he cheats. Oh my god! Holy Christ, that hit hard. Jack's Revenge is definitely a good go-to pistol here. Maybe not for the last phase, for the weak point phase, absolutely. Make sure to avoid his Dragon Breath. It will one-shot you in this game mode. And remember about the Enrage timer. The Enrage timer really kicks in the Horn phase. If you're not using the correct weapons or anything along with a Warcry or a Wafer, you're not going to have enough damage to break those horns fast enough. Again, I have 10 seconds on my Teddy. He's going to spawn another wave. No big deal, though. Almost one-shot it. There it goes. We got a Smasher here. You might want to worry about the Smashers and take them out They can break your builds when you're building up to him. So if you do happen to see a smasher, make sure to get him as soon as you can. And again, focusing back on the weak spots like so. Blasters are another thing you want to take out. But the other enemies, your teddies and other things can work with it. Now, this is the horn phase. All you have to do is build up to said horn. And just get like right around here. You're going to eat a wafer and switch to your Wicked Wind. You can see the Wicked Wind hitting for 1724 or so, allowing us to basically one phase this horn. Easy peasy, no big deal. The Wicked Wind, I can guarantee you I was hitting a lot harder than they were on that. Jack's Revenge, very good weapon for this. Fast reload, basically one shot, mainly everything. He's going to do an explosion like he just did, and that causes... And that causes him to break all builds on the map. It doesn't matter if you're close or far. Doesn't matter. We got another weak spot. We're going to start taking shots and miss because we're plebs. That time we didn't, though. Missed again. Bop. Got it that time. One more. Okay. Got that one. Another cool little thing about the Storm King, it's a really good place to farm stone, just in case you weren't aware. We've got a huge group of enemies behind us. These meteors in this 116 mission you have to be careful about. They do hit very, very hard. I'm pretty sure they can close to like 3-shot you, so just be careful with those meteors. Again, Beetlejuice is good here. Enough DPS. A lot of AoE and a lot of mobility to get out of the way if anything's about to hit you. You are not going to be able to damage him in many of these phases. We've got maybe 2 more weak points to go, and then it's the next horn phase. Just remember to always focus the weak spots. Don't worry about the enemies too much. I see a lot of pugs and pugs do that and get into the game and basically just start killing all the enemies he spawned. You don't want to do that. Be the person who's knowing what to do and shooting the weak spots that he has that show up. Almost killed myself because of those dang meteors. Alright, that weak spot is one shot. Let's see if we can catch it. I don't think I did. I gotta heal up here. Oops, I dropped my slow field. Don't do that. Don't bring a slow field though. Turrets aren't very good either, but they're better than slow field. I can tell you that from the rip. That's why I didn't suggest anything in the build or in the build part, because it's not really necessary. Turrets will help you for the little AoEs, but they won't, or the AoE enemies, but they won't actually do anything for the mission itself. The Jack's Revenge working really well here. I think the Ghost Pistol's slightly better. We're going to switch to that in a second anyway, because it is better for the final DPS phase. Again here, only used one wafer so far. This is our second spot where we're going to use one. Eat a wafer. And then once we start hitting this thing, you can see how much DPS we're putting into this compared to everybody else. Once we start hitting it, it's kind of a wrap. If that soldier, I don't know if that soldier has Warcry, but if he did, that is where you would use it if you're playing a soldier class. Paleo Luna would be good here too. And really any other kind of DPS soldier or DPS ninja that you can think of. This is the last part where we're going to eat a wafer. We might die here. That's okay. And he's dead. GG. Easy fight. Very simple. Not hard whatsoever once you understand what you're actually doing. Don't worry about the enemies. Focus the weak parts. Use the loadouts and the weapons I described at the start of the building if you have them, but they aren't necessary. These are just the best you can possibly do. And that is the 117 Storm King. And that's it, guys. All the tips and tricks you need to know to beat the 117 non-mythic Storm King. Remember, there is another version coming out soon, and we're going to cover that as well. But if you still cannot get it with using the tips and tricks, the characters, the weapons, and everything else in between, then just come to twitch.tv/roundedtiktak. I'm live 5 days a week. Come stop by, say you saw the video, you still aren't able to do it, and you would like a run. I will legit, next thing I do, stop and come help you. So just come to stream, say what's up, and I'll help you out with it. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a thumbs up. It does help out the channel. If you're brand new, maybe subscribe. I post informational videos like this, weapon breakdowns, and trap tunnel guides all the time. If you're new to Save the World, this channel will definitely help you get better. And lastly, if you're looking for a way to support the stream and what I do in any way that won't cost you a thing, you can always use creator code OOTiktak00. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this really does help you out. Tiktak out.